beautiful and amazing morning to you, listeners from all over the world, from where you're listening to us right now on I-FLIER 103.3 FM IBADAN, the perfect choice station for the high flyers. Yes, let's get down to it. What's happening? It's all about your mental health. It's all about your health. It's all about your mind. It's all about your soul, your spirit, and your body. That's all it encompasses. You know, we're human being. And human being is a tripartite. You know, when we say tripartite, we're talking about you are a spirit being that has a soul that lives in the body. And then all of these work together with themselves. And then the mind is where so many informations are processed. That's where you think. That's where, you know, if you have issues, that's where it's loaded. I mean, the data is all loaded there, downloaded, doing so many things. So in essence, what are we talking about? We're talking about the fact that there are so many things that many human beings put in their mind. And all of this starts with children as well. As a child, I'm sure you have so many experiences that some of you may not want to share because some are good, some are bad, some are even ugly. You know, some children see their parents fighting every time, and they don't like it. And so when they get to school, they don't want to come back home. There are so many kids that have been abused by one way or the other, sexually, verbally, orally, you know, physically. Many of them has been abused. And that's why you see them when they grow up. You begin to see the reality in them. They show you who they really are because you be able to see the reality. The reality will set in. How do I mean the reality? There is every tendency that the way you are behaving right now is as a result of some of the experiences you had growing up. You know, some kids were actually ways of abusing the child by beating the child unjustly by things. You preoccupy your mind with garbage. You preoccupy your mind with your life because your mind is the engine room of your body. And that is why we're talking this morning.
Must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day.
rightly, even though we didn't get it right by ourselves as adults, but for our children, because they can ask you any question. I remember growing up, you don't have the guts to ask your parents some questions. Even your siblings that are far older than you can ask them some questions, or even brothers and sisters on the street. I know, regardless of how your relationship is with them, you can ask them some certain questions. I saw recently a 10-year-old boy, okay, seeing a lady and a guy always moving together very close. And the boy had the guts to ask them, what's going on between both of you? Are you dating each other? And the guy marveled and said, what? So you could ask me such questions, what's wrong with it? Now that's the age where we are. Very inquisitive children. They want to know every bit of what you're doing. So remember, as a parent, you don't need to tell them what to do. They are looking at you. And someday, it's just a matter of time, they're going to question many things that you do. And ask you, Dad, why are you doing this? Mom, why are you doing this? Why are you doing it? It could be one habit that you have exhibited over time. And then the child will have the guts to ask you, what is it? Mom, why are you doing this? Dad, what is it all about? I just want to know. They are not being rude. They just want to know, because that's the age we're in. Very inquisitive. I told you that I use the word feel as an abbreviation for, should I say as an acronym for what I'm about to say now. We're in the age where we have children that are very, very, when you look at them, these children are very fast. Very fast. Now that is the F for the feel. Another, the E, the first E, is that these children are enterprising. They can do many things. Apart from even AI, they are very creative with so many things they can put up. Give them your phone and you see what they bring out of it. Even you that own the phone, you don't know what your phone can do, but they can do many things with it. And that's the age we are in. You'll be wondering how they got to know all of this. That is the age we're in, the age of knowledge. Knowledge is increased. But as much as they have that and they are working, they don't go out. Some of them don't go out in weeks. And they are working, they don't go out. Some of them don't go out in weeks. In months, they just throw to buy things and come back. So they have no experience, zero experience. So they are empty on the inside, not knowledgeable. No, I'm not talking about the part of knowledge. I'm talking about empty inside. And then the last one is that they are lonely. They are lonely. They stay on their own, on their phones. They are always on their phone, on their laptop, doing one thing or the other and all of that. They are lonely. I'm not just saying that maybe getting a girlfriend or a boyfriend is the alarming numbers from the National Human Rights Commission will alarm you. It will marvel you. Because from February to May 2025, the National Human Rights Commission reported staggering figures. I'm going to reel out that figure to you. In February 2025, 1,400 plus child abandonment crises surfaced among over 205,000 human rights complaints that month. Now, in other words, what are we saying? That there are so many children that have been abandoned on the streets. You give birth to children, we have so many child beggars on the streets. And I don't know if you have noticed it. If you're just walking on the street, they just come close to you and say, please, bros, 200 naira, I've not eaten this morning, or just buy me pure water, just buy me this and all of that. These are child right violation, which ought not to be. As a parent, you ought to take care of your child. It is your responsibility first. So no child should be begging on the street. No child should be used as a means or a tool for begging. Some parents have turned their children to beggar. They stay at home, they tell them, go and just, as a child, people will have pity on you and they will give you something. So they bring it back home. So invariably they are feeding you. even as a child. Now, what are you telling that child? What are you putting in the mind of that child? That child grows up knowing that, okay, begging is the way. And then if they can't beg again, they end up becoming something that I don't want to mention on air. Now, these are things that our parents should start taking care of. And let your children, let them know what you can afford and what you cannot afford. If it's Gary you can afford, I know the country is somehow. Yes, I understand that. Everyone is feeling the heat. No one is exempted from it. I can tell you for that. There are some times that some persons don't even wake up with 1,000 naira. I understand. And then you have a family of 4 or 5. Just make them understand. And then put little effort, please. These numbers are alarming, especially in the north. I know in the south, a lot of, it is gradually, it's becoming a norm right now in the south. Initially, it wasn't like that here down south, but right now, it is becoming like that. If you go to the streets of Ibadan, everywhere, you see a lot of people begging, asking for, yes. But the painful part is when you see children. They push the children are on the streets. Some of them will just stay they stay at that traffic light. When you drive past the traffic light, you just see once the light. Now, let me tell you, in the April 2025 this year, across Nigeria, according to statistics from National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, 1,121 cases of child abandonment plus child labor, early marriage, and abuse were documented. I know this is popular up north. The early marriage thing at 13, they give them out in marriage and all of that. And I don't know why our laws cannot cut across and that child cannot know what to do. You're exposing children to early marriage. And then when that child grows up, that child does not even know how to be a child, because as a child, you're exposing that child to adulthood. And then that child does not have the experience of a child. The child has graduated to becoming an adult earlier on. And what happens? That child will begin to exhibit, when the child starts growing up, the child wants to still show you that I'm a child. And that's why you see many children giving birth to children. Or haven't you seen it? Children give birth to children. What do I mean by that? The person is old enough to be a child, all right, to be a mother. But what we're saying is, as much as the person is old enough to be a mother, all right, the mother still has childish character. Many things, the person is not mature to take care of a child. The person cannot withstand pressure. The person cannot do so many things. So that makes you a child. No matter how old you are, there are many things that defines who a child is. It is not by age. A person can be 40 and still be a child. Because your character, the way you react to issues, the way you talk, the way you do things, shows whether you're a child or an adult. When I say a child or an adult, I don't mean by age. I mean by maturity, the way you do things. In May 2025, reports of defilement, abduction, and child trafficking spiked again. Now, in other words, what are we saying? We're saying that child right has not been a priority, whether to our government, whether to the people of the society, or even the parent. This is just an awakening. This is just a sensitization. I mean, sensitizing you to knowing that lots of children are suffering. They are suffering abandonment. They are suffering from abduction. They are everything they ask you, you give to them. I'm not saying that you shouldn't give them what they need. But you as a father, you as a mother, you know what your child needs. It is not a want, it's a need. There's a difference between a want and a need. A need for a child, which is legitimate, is that a child deserves to go to school, a child deserves to be fed, a child deserves the welfare. Of course, the welfare of a child cannot you can't play with it, you can't toy with it. These are needs. But when a child, know that this child cannot handle it, but because you think you love your child, you think the child has grown up enough, you give the child a car. And what happens? You have not trained that child to be to withstand the line. And that when that child grows up, the child knows who the child is. You know who you are. One of the issues that we often have in Nigeria is identity crisis. Or in the world, let me not say in Nigeria. In the world is identity crisis. So many people, so many child don't know who they are. I have come across so many of them. And when you ask them question, who are you? They don't even know. They say, I'm this. They just call their name. Say, who do you think you'll be? Who do you want to be? Who do you see yourself becoming? Some of them don't even know. They just tell you, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be this. Those are aspirations. But telling a child who they are, because as a father, as a mother, you impose on them what they should do. Because I see some parents impose the course they want their child to study, the deeds they want their child to do. No, that's not what we're talking about. You have to guide your child. You know the strength of your child. Guide the child in that strength. That's how parenting works. You guide the child in that strength. You encourage the child. I see with parents, again, is you compare your child with another person. That child is not good at mathematics, and you see another one doing well. You finish the child and say you have blockhead. You don't have anything. You don't know nothing. You are useless. You are this. You start calling them names, and that child will grow up knowing. And what the child will be carrying everywhere is useless. I'm useless. That's what the child will be carrying everywhere, because you are the parent. You are affirming it that the child is useless. And then when the child starts doing useless things, then you will complain. You start complaining. My child is doing this. You don't know you are the one. You are the architect of the most misfortune of that child. Even if the child is not doing well, every child's strength and a weakness. There's no child without weakness, no matter how good they are. So every child has got his own strength. Find the strength of that child and develop it. The child might not be good at mathematics. The child might be good in English. The child might not be good in English, might be good in science. Might not be good in science, might be good in literature. Find something. Find their strength. Sit them down and ask them, what are the challenges you are going through? What are the challenges? Tell me, talk to me. Let your child be free with you. Some of you, your children are not free with you. They are not free. They can't talk to you. Once they say, Mommy, I want to, you say, hey, don't bring that thing to here. Don't bring it here. That's your reaction. And then the child will just lock up. Will come back to his or her shell. And then when it's time for you to ask question, you now call, hey, come here. And then you're asking them question, they are quiet. They say, if you don't talk to me now, I'm going to beat you. It's not about that. You have to be close to your child. As much as you give distance, you bridge a gap that you are still their parent, you still have to bridge the gap that I am your friend. You can talk to me. There are some of you are a parent, and many people, a lot of persons have abused your children, but they are afraid of telling you because you wouldn't give them the room to talk. Anytime they want to talk, you chase them out. You shut them out. And then when they grow up, then at the end of the day, you start knowing when they grow up, say, why didn't you tell me? Say, you never gave me the chance to speak. You are too hot. Some of you are too cold. Some are very cold. If you are leading in your office and you cannot lead in your home, you have failed. If you are a pastor, you are pastoring many people, you are leading them and you are not leading your home, you have failed. If you are an imam, you are leading many people to pray, to talk to them and all of that, and your children are not the way you are doing outside, you have failed. If you are a counselor, you are counseling people outside and your children are not like that, you have equally failed. So what am I saying in essence? Every one of us has got the responsibility to take care of our children. The right of a child should not be my personal handle at Samson or Motoshow. Just go there, just click on Samson or Motoshow. You're going to find me there. And you can actually drop your comment on my page. Also, we're streaming live on Facebook at I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. You can go there and check us out, what we're doing there on Facebook. So let's quickly get to put that together so you know what we're talking about today. Okay, so I'm waiting for your calls so you can call in or you drop your comment. Okay, so I have a comment here. Pastor Dr. Pham, we were always an ardent listener of our programs across our board. It says, dear beloved Samson Omotosho, the maestro, as fantastic as this show, if I have my way, Yoruba version of bilingual should be in the show. 90% of the listeners are Yorubas. We may not be able to tell that 90% are Yorubas. I know there are a lot of persons who are Yorubas, but we also have those who are listening who are not Yorubas, who are also from other languages. I said, God bless you for all. Thank you so much for that comment. Let me see if we have comment on Facebook here on our page. Let me quickly see that. If we have comment on Facebook. Okay, so still Dr. Famuiwa. He has a lot to say here. Okay, so let me quickly see a few comments on Facebook. Let's see. Pastor Dr. Famuiwa says some parents don't know the value of education, thereby creating societal nuisance to the public. Government at all levels should create law. Okay, peer pressure and environmental influences affect the mental health of these children. He further said, we're in a jet age. Don't blame them. The Bible says at the end of the world, knowledge will increase. The use of handset, phone, computers, electronics exposed to widen their mind. We need to check their private lifestyle, both in school and at home. The privilege given them should not be too wide for us not to monitor their daily activities. Parents should create time to monitor, tutor them. In a situation where the parents don't know the value of education, teach a child the way he will go and he will never depart from it. I have a call here. Let me take it. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello, you're on. Good morning to you. All right, so you can try to reach us back. 0705 500 1033, 0705 500 1033, or 0905 444 1033. Also, I have Honorable Mutala trying to see. Okay, trailer. Okay, all right. I'm trying to read that. It's in Yoruba, so I'm trying to see how I can actually translate that particular one. Okay. Okay, so he was trying to talk about an incident that happened at Idianyure. It happened, he said it happened today. Okay, it happened today that in a trailer missed its way and hit some school children and an Okada man. So I will pray that nothing happened to them. And he's trying to say that the trailer people should be cautioned. I mean, trailer drivers, and the government should do something about the trailers, how they move on our streets and, of course, on the road. I don't know what really happened here, but I just wish that the person can call in to explain better what happened at Idianyure. Well, I hope nothing bad or nothing worse has happened to those children right now. So, well, let me quickly go back to what I was talking about. Now, the NHRC, talking about the child right violation study, shows that from February to August 2024, tallied 43,740 child rights violations, with parents emerging as top of who you see them hawking on the streets. That's child right violation. That child ought to be in school. That child should not be hawking at school time. These are child right violation. And you as a mother, as a father, maybe you are home or you are doing something else. You have to do that sacrifice for your child. That child should not hawk during school hours. And I think the government should take this up. I remember in Lagos, whilst I was in Lagos around, they might not be in uniform. just walking around to see a child that should be in school walking on the street. Pick them up and ask them, summon their parents. Because I don't see the reason why children that should be in the classroom learning should be on the street walking. That is child right. I think we're going to champion this and start clamping down on it. We're talking about it. So if as a government, if the Oyo State government is listening to this, please do something about it. The child right is the child right. It should not be violated. That child deserves education. That child deserves the best that every other children are getting. So no child should be on the street whilst he or she should be in class. In Kano's February report, 3 siblings were tragically murdered and dumped, highlighting extreme risk children face even within homes. There are a lot of risks that children are facing. We know in the north there are a lot of children that are not safe because there are a lot of tension, a lot of issues that farmers herders clash, the Fulani issue, Fulani herdsmen issue, and all of that. So there are a lot of issues coming up. But then, please, parents, let's try to protect our children. And we have Amajiri and street children in Kano are being rounded up by Hisba. Yes, good one, good job by Hisba. And report. Speak up and report. I'm going to leave my phone number. Perhaps you want to report something. All right, I'm going to leave it out so we can deal with some issues. Okay, and you have to reach out. You have to speak up. Don't die in silence. Also do better in Child Right Act as well. And also implement policies. Push for violence-free school policies that support systems and community monitoring. Please, let's do all of this. It is very essential that we get to do it. And as Nigerians, we must unite to protect our most vulnerable. Well, the program is the avalanche. The program is the avalanche. Let's be that generation that safeguards children's right, because a society is judged by how well it cares for it. To my producer, talking about Marvelous Shobaloje Edili, and of course, Michael is here pressing the right buttons. So SALAWU will take the next program, which is Lori Odan, a sports program. Please stay tuned with us on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. My name is Samson Omotosho. Have a blessed day.
The first entertainment station in Nigeria. It is your perfect choice station for the high flyers.
Omi jìjì létí wa, ìkànnì tó ń gbọ́, ìkànnì tó ń dùn. 103.3 rédíò aláṣẹ́lá. Máyì kúmbẹ̀ tiwantiwa aláṣẹ́lá.
Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the much anticipated sports show on radio with comprehensive analysis. On the team list is Tua Sports Samad, who kicks off the attack with a through pass to Ashavin. Ashavin spots a run to MC Sports with an inch. Perfect pass to MC with a left touch. Left touch locates a Sports Elder, who controls beautifully in center defense, splitting pass to a dynamic and energetic Sports Ambassador. The Sports Ambassador scores with a reckless abandon, and it's a goal!
àtúnjọ máa ń kíra wa kú dédé àkókò yìí ní gbogbo bíkíbi tẹ́tí láǹfààní àti máa gbọ́ wa ní àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ sí òjòrè ẹ̀gbọ́n sí yóò délẹ̀ ní abíónírìnlẹ̀ òun ti gbóyin dé wá bá mi tọ́lá òun ti gbóyèdè wá bá mi bù sọ́bẹ̀ ẹ ti mọ̀ pé lọ́jọ́ kọjọ́ gẹ̀rúgẹ̀rú là ń béwé kúkú ndùkulù tọ̀ ó yá mo dé kékeré àkìrí òun ti dọ̀rọ̀ gidigba tó ń fẹnu wérú ọkọ̀ bọ̀ wá sórí agbègbè wá sórí